The third conditional, type 3 conditional, English grammar lesson. If the weather had been nice yesterday, I would have gone to the beach. This is an example of the third conditional sentence. The first sentence, if the weather had been nice yesterday, is past perfect. And the second sentence, I would have gone to the beach, is past future perfect. This time we want to talk about the grammar rule. The first sentence is past perfect, and the second sentence is past future perfect. Past perfect is a verb tense used to talk about actions that were completed before some point in the past. And past future perfect is used to talk about an action or event in the past to have been done completely before or by a certain time in the future of past, or before or while another action or event happened in the future of past, regardless the fact that the idea has not been proved to be true. We begin with the past perfect. First is the verbal sentence. Here are the formulations how to make it. There are positive, subject plus have plus verb 3, negative, using not after had, interrogative, using had in front of the sentence. And the second is nominal sentence. Here are the formulation how to make it. There are positive, using subject plus had been plus complement. Negative, just add not after had. Interrogative, moving had in front of the sentence. Look at the example. If the weather had been nice yesterday is nominal sentence. The weather is subject. Had is auxiliary verb. Been is to be. Nice is complement. The other sentence, I would have gone to the beach, is using past future perfect. First is verbal sentence. Here are the formulation how to make it. There are positive using would have verb 3, negative put not after would, interrogative using would in front of the sentence. And the second is nominal sentence. Here are the formulation how to make it. There are positive using would have been plus complement. Negative, just add not after would. And interrogative, moving would in front of the sentence. Remember, all subjects using have. Look at the example. I would have gone to the beach is verbal sentence. I is subject. Would is modal past. Have is auxiliary verb. Gone is past participle or verb 3 from verb go. In formulation, if you want to make past perfect or past future perfect tense, you may use either verbal sentence or nominal sentence. It depends on the situation you make it. If the weather had been nice yesterday, I would have gone to the beach. This is the example of the third conditional sentence. The first part is past perfect tense, and the second part is past future perfect tense. What does this mean? The third conditional is used to express an unreal and truly hypothetical situation in the past. It refers to things that would not possibly happen in the past if a condition was met. This is an unlikely result in the past. Third conditionals are also known as type 3 conditionals. The third conditional use past perfect in the if clause and the past future perfect in the main clause. Let's look at this sentence again. If the weather had been nice yesterday, I would have gone to the beach. The tenses are past perfect plus past future perfect. If the weather had been nice yesterday is the condition. This is an if clause because it begins with if. Also, we have to use a comma at the end of an if clause when the if clause comes at the beginning of the sentence. What is the result of this if clause? The result is I would have gone to the beach. Here I'm saying it is impossible that I went to the beach on the condition of the weather was not nice yesterday. There is always some implication of regret. The reality is the opposite of or contrary to what the sentence expresses. The time is the past and the situation is hypothetical. This is an unlikely result in the past. Notice the example. If the weather had been nice yesterday, I would have gone to the beach. If the weather had been nice yesterday, using past perfect, the condition had been nice, it is using been because the word nice is complement. That word is adjective. And I would have gone to the beach using past future perfect, the result. The word gone is the past participle form of verb go. Verb 3 from go. Let's look at some other example sentence in the third conditional. We can see the condition and result. The grammar is using past perfect plus past future perfect. If this thing had happened, that thing would have happened. The condition is if this thing had happened, the result is that thing would have happened. If we had not overslept, he would have got to the airport on time. The condition is if he had not overslept, and the result is he would have got to the airport on time. The situation is the implication of regret. He should not be overslept. If she had been careful, she would have broken all those glasses. The condition is if she had been careful, and the result is she would have broken all those glasses. This is an unlikely result in the past because she was so careless. All of these sentences begin with an if clause, and this is unreal past situation. Notice the example. If the weather had been nice yesterday, I would have gone to the beach. The sentence, if the weather had been nice yesterday, is if clause, the condition. And the sentence, I would have gone to the beach, is the main clause, the result. If clause as the condition is the first sentence, and the second is the main clause as the result. How there is a comma after the if clause when this if clause is at the beginning? A comma is necessary between the two clauses. So we have seen the order of if clause, comma, main clause, which is the condition plus result. But we can also change the order of the sentence and have the main clause, the result, before the if clause, the condition. How can we change our example sentence? If the weather had been nice yesterday, I would have gone to the beach. How can we change it to this order? We say, I would have gone to the beach if the weather had been nice yesterday. I would have gone to the beach is the main clause, the result. If the weather had been nice yesterday is if clause, the condition. With this order, we don't use a comma between the clauses. Note that you can use sentence whether with comma or without comma, but the most important thing is following the pattern. Let's change the order of the example sentences we have already seen. If this thing had happened, that thing would have happened. If this thing had happened is if clause. That thing would have happened is main clause. Using comma after word happened. This becomes that thing would have happened if this thing had happened. That thing would have happened is main clause. If this thing had happened is if clause. That sentence is using no comma. If you had been careful, you would have broken all those glasses. If you had been careful is if clause. You would have broken all those glasses is main clause. Using comma after word careful. This becomes you would have broken all those glasses if you had been careful. You would have broken all those glasses is main clause. If you had been careful is if clause. That sentence is using no comma. In the third conditional, we can use to talk about something that we want to come back as a beginning. You can see the examples here. Remember, condition is using past perfect and result is past future perfect. If you had driven your motorcycle carefully, you would not have got that accident. If I had studied hard yesterday, I would have passed the exam. If I had come home earlier, I would have met you. Those examples are unreal condition in the past. The third conditional, we can use modal verbs might and could instead of would. Here are the examples. Remember, always have condition past perfect, and the result past future perfect. I put the condition in the beginning of this sentence this time. If you had taken the exam, you might have passed it. You might have passed it mean you would perhaps have passed it. See the words here. Might replace would. It means would can be replaced by might. The second sentence, I put result or past future perfect as the beginning. I could have repaired the car if I'd had the right tools. I could have repaired the car mean I would have been able to repair the car. See the words here. Could replaced would. It means would can be replaced by could. The third conditional we use for untrue condition contrary to fact in the past. See this example here. Number 1. If you had told me about the problem, I would have helped you. In truth, you didn't tell me about it. Number 2. If they had studied, they would have passed the exam. In truth, they didn't study, therefore, they failed the exam. Number 3. If I hadn't slipped on the stairs, I wouldn't have broken my arm. In truth, I slipped on the stairs. I broke my arm. Compare with these examples. Number 4. If I had had enough money, I would have bought a car. The word would in example 4 expresses a desired or predictable result. Number 5. If I had had enough money, I could have bought a car. In example number 5, could expresses a possible option. Could have both mean should have been able to buy. The examples number 1 to 3 are untrue or impossible conditions. And the examples number 4 to 5 are true or possible conditions. The third conditional. Both would and had can be constructed to apostrophe or a punctuation mark, D, which can be confusing. If you are not confident with the type 3 conditional sentences, remember 2 rules. First, would never appears in the if clause, so if apostrophe D appears in the if clause, it must be abbreviating had. Second, had never appears before have, so if apostrophe D appears on a pronoun just before have, it must be abbreviating would. For example, if I'd known you were in a hospital, I'd have visited you. Become, if I had known you were in hospital, I would have visited you. This constructed D is had, and this constructed D is would. Let's see the second example. I'd have bought you a present if I'd known it was your birthday. Become, I would have bought you a present if I had known it was your birthday. This constructed D is would, and this constructed D is had. Okay, this is the last session. I will test your understanding about the third conditional. If you can do it easily, it means you understand well about this material. The exercise. Fill in the gaps with the type 3 conditional sentences. Please read and do it whole number of exercises. Just 5, not much. Here is the exercise of third conditional. I'll give you 5 minutes. Please pause this video. Hopefully, this English grammar lesson about the third conditional is useful. If you did, click like and subscribe to our channel, so you know when we create new videos to help you to improve your English. Thank you very much for watching this video. A new language is new history of life. Have a nice day. Bye bye.